America. So I wanted to just hop on here and talk to you about interracial relationships in this coming year of 2017. Um, so I think my opinion on interracial relationships is a bit more liberal than a lot of people would like me to be. But obviously I've had interracial relationships, and I have an ex-husband that is white, who is now married to another black woman. But I don't see being in an interracial relationship being easy this year. I think since we are going to be welcoming Trump into the White House, and I just see a lot of craziness happening this year. Definitely, I think being in an interracial relationship right now is just like, I don't want to say you'd have to be insane, but there's a lot of race hate going on right now. There's been numerous attacks on black women and black children by white supremacist terrorists. So I think that's gonna take most of our time and energy, is just dealing with the white supremacy that's going to be running amok right now. It already is, and I know that it's going to continue. Having interracial relationships where you are procreating right now, really bad idea. I didn't think it was a good idea for the last, quite some time, but I definitely think that this year coming, it's going to be just a horrible thing. I think we're going to see this uprising of white supremacist terrorists, and being in a interracial relationship, I feel like, is going to make you a target, especially if you are the black American, or even globally. I think white supremacy is just going to be running too rampant. Having children, they're going to be affected by this, and even my son is affected by it, being as he has a whole other side of his family that are white. And as I said in other videos, he even have white supremacist people that voted for Trump in his family. And so, looking at that situation, I can just warn people that it's not worth it. And we're not going into better times with race mixing. We're going into worse times. Like, it's only getting worse. And so obviously, if I could go back and not have a biracial kid, not that I would not have my kid, I love my son, he's awesome and amazing. But it's a decision that I really didn't think about. I didn't really think about race that much. You kind of go around thinking people are not the same as you, but I know at points in my life there's no way I could have imagined the reality that I see now. It wasn't in my brain, it wasn't in my sight, it was not in existence to me. And you can't imagine something that is not in your existence. Like, so now that it's it like just hit me in the face one day, which is not fun, but my reality now is completely different than it was 8 years ago. And life in general was different than it was 8 years ago. So that's part of, of what I wanted to talk about, the biracial children and interracial dating. And okay, so I'm not seeing that that's a good thing to do right now. Um, I think this year we should really see I hope to see a lot more Black people uniting and having each other's back. And um, that's what I'm focused on right now, and that's what I have to be focused on, because what we're not realizing is white supremacy has a lot of members, a lot of members, and they are very united, and they have a code of conduct that they follow. And I really hope to see Black people build their own um, code of conduct and be way more united. And one of the things that kind of bothers me, even with like comments that I get, where I'm told that um, I can't speak on white supremacy because I have a white ex-husband. Um, it's really divisive. Like, we don't need to divide Black people and say, because this is your way of living, we don't want you on our side. Well, we do. We want every Black person. We want every person that is against white supremacy, period. We definitely want every Black person that is against white supremacy. And you would think that would include every Black person, but sadly it does not include every Black person. We really need to fight the same fight. And we've been asking for so long for equality, but we're not willing to go to war for it. And I think that this year will show that that is where we are. We are at a point where we need to be ready and willing to go to war for our freedom, because that's we're living a lie right now. Right now our existence is a lie. We live this existence of white superiority, which has no basis. It's not true. White people are not superior to anybody. And so living this lie, it literally makes me sick. It makes me sick because there's no truth to it. There's zero. There's so much proof that it is not true, that it is the opposite, that it doesn't make any sense to me that white supremacy is still running such like it's running the globe. And it's this sick lie that lives inside of everybody. It's a sick lie that lives inside of Black people, because if it didn't live inside of Black people, we wouldn't be living it. So we need to get that sickness from inside of us. That sickness that tells us that we need to go against each other, that we need to take each other's inventory, that we need to nitpick each other. We need to go against that. That's done. Let's leave that in 2016 and bring some more truth into 2017. Stop taking each other's inventory. And I'm not saying don't hold other Black people accountable. We need to hold each other accountable. Black men need to hold Black men accountable. Black women need to hold Black women accountable. And I think if we had these two things, then we would be strong enough to stand up. And it's not that I feel like we don't have this strength. I think Black men are the key to ending white supremacist terrorism. But since black men are constantly being beat down from the day they are born, everything that you learn from TV, cartoons, commercials, the entire educational system is made to teach black men that they are nothing, to teach black men that they are to be submissive to white men. We need to reprogram ourselves. Like for me, I'm just like, how do black men not see it? Like it's so obvious. It's like it's right there. It's like, how do you not see it? But then I have to sympathize, and I have to take a step back and think, wow, you know, how hard it must be to be a black man in America. How hard that must be. I can't I can only, you know, I feel how it feels to be a black woman in America. And you're constantly having to prove yourself. You're constantly having to prove yourself worthy. You're constantly having to fight to get the same thing that white people get with just from the day they breathe air. So I can't even imagine how it feels to be a black man in America. And you know, something that I say a lot when I'm describing black men is black men are lions that look in a mirror and see mice. And that's the truth that I see. I'm not all black men, obviously. Obviously, there's going to be some black men, and they had to be very strong-minded to not feel inferiority. And I ask black men, be that lion that you are. You're a lion. Stop being a mouse. Because that's the problem. And I think, and I know this isn't like an epidemic, but I don't like, if you're a black woman, don't feel the need to constantly degrade black men. Yes, they have issues. Yes, they have problems. A lot. But most of it I don't feel like is black men's fault. And then there's another side that's really frustrated. Really frustrated. Because I think I do partially, I blame black men for the situation that we're in. And you know, as I'm saying it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that sad disappointment because I see these strong warriors that should be on top. And I see that globally they're at the bottom. The capability is there. The will isn't. And I hope in 2007 that black man, or geez, that's like way back. I meant 2017, that black men will realize that they are capable, that they are the lions and not mice, and that they will rise up, because this year I believe we're going to be fighting a lot. There's going to be just a lot of stuff thrown at us, and we need to be ready, and we need to have the mindset that we need to fight white supremacist terrorism. They have everything on their side. But we're strong enough, and I know we're strong enough. I know black men are strong enough, and I know black women are strong enough. And right now, we just really need to kind of focus on ourselves. Um, and I hope that I will see that this year. I don't know if I said at the beginning of this, I was planning on talking about what I saw ahead of us for the year 2017. And I see challenges. I do see challenges, and um, I see a bright side too. I think a lot of good things are going to happen too. But I really feel like if we don't unite, then we have white supremacist terrorists running amok right now, and Trump isn't even in the White House right now, so um, actually he could be. I don't watch news. I don't really look up news, so I don't think he is. So, um, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope my video made sense. I know I kind of just bounced around everywhere, but I only say what's on my head. Um, so like, comment, and subscribe. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Thanks.